attraction. Just how do people get together? Ricky, enlighten me.
Well, I don't know if that's going to happen, but...
You've watched a lot of romantic comedies, right? You've watched When Harry Met Sally?
Yeah.
All right, come on. How did Harry meet Sally? And why did they like each other?
Well, these aren't my words. It's something I learnt when I was a teenager, which I carried with me throughout my life, about attraction. And they're Robert A. Johnson's words from a book called I think it is, The Psychology of Romantic Love.
Okay.
And
I thought it was a book written by a urologist.
Very funny. He describes romantic love or physical attraction as sort of like a butterfly. So he describes it like the butterfly lands on a person and you're like, oh my gosh, this person is amazing. And that can last for, 12 months, 18 months. And then perhaps you find out that person isn't quite as amazing as you thought they were. And then all of a sudden someone else is really, really attractive. And it's really the butterfly just sort of takes off from that person and lands on someone else. It's like, oh, no, that's the person. That's my one and only, my true love. And so the same process can happen again and again and again, where it's really like a love potion.
Yeah.
And I thought that was really amazing because I thought, well, yeah, I've noticed that happen where it can be like that, where it's like a love potion. And really it's not until that love potion wears off where I learned, well, that's either when you realize, oh my God, how could I have ever chosen this person? Or now's the opportunity for true love to develop. Now's the opportunity for real connection and relationship where you're actually seeing that person, warts and all, and you go, well, I still want to stick around and get to know that person even more and more and more and more and more, even once that love potion has gone. So
right.
That's kind of the way I see and what we've been talking about with our kids. Remember, nature doesn't care if you're happy. It's that butterfly is going to be landing from one person to another. Don't get too carried away with the feeling of limerence, would it be called?
Can you explain what limerence is?
Well, it's like that love potion. It's sort of when that person that the butterfly happens to land on, it's that in love feeling which can last up to about 18 months, sometimes longer, sometimes shorter.
And in that short period, that 18 months, up until then, everything this person does is just amazing.
Oh, I love the way they laugh. I love the way they chew their food. Or,
Everything. You don't see through any of the faults.
No.
And a lot can happen in 18 months.
Yes.
That everybody else from the outside can see.
Yes.
So I think we've all been in that situation where we're chasing that butterfly. So attraction is this really ephemeral thing.
Yeah.
That it's almost like a reflex. We don't have any control over it, do we?
It's sort of like a magnet.
Yeah.
It's involuntary.
Yeah.
So, it's romantic love and attraction is usually involuntary, and then true love is voluntary. It's, there's a choice to stay, there's a commitment, there's the effort, there's the, going the extra mile. It's not purely just, oh my God, this person is just perfect in every single way, and you can't help but be attracted to that person because of that love potion. So tell me what your thoughts are.
So I agree with what you said, that it's an involuntary reflex. You can't help it. And it's a vibe that you get from somebody.
Yeah.
So what the attraction is, it's a physical sensation. You feel something when you're around things that you like. For example, you look at the ocean. Yeah. You just want to be in there. You feel it. It feels good being around there.
Yeah.
And it's the same with people, same with some animals. You just want to cuddle them or whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm not speaking from a romantic point of view right now. Like at this moment, I'm speaking just in general, that feeling of being attracted to something or someone. It's you get a good feeling inside you and you want to be around that sphere.
And you want more of it sort of thing.
So you just want to stay there. And that's what attraction is.
Yeah.
And, repulsion is the same thing, but opposite, just like two north magnets going towards each other. They're not attracted to each other. They repel each other. So that's how I see it. It's an involuntary reflex. And that's the key. It's involuntary. Yeah. And the reason why we wanted to do this talk is because, we've got a son who's 14. He'll be dating sometime in the next, sooner than later, really. And it's really important to have these talks with our kids. And in terms of sex education, where does it all start? It starts with attraction. So how does it all happen? Why does it happen? When does it happen? It's really vital for us as parents to, get on the front foot and talk to kids about this sort of stuff. And I wish someone had told me when I was a teenager, there's going to be things that you cannot control. but you've got to at least be aware of them. When you know the game, you can break the game, and then you can play the game with intent and with some direction. Whereas when it just hits you as a teenage boy, you're like, whoa, and you think that's life. You think that just overwhelms you and takes over everything. So this is something that we really feel like we need to do with our kids, and to make sure that they're in control of their lives. And romance is one of those things that can derail you or set you up for success and a lovely, meaningful life.
Yeah. And it's something it's good to be prepared for, I think. But nothing can really prepare you for that.
No.
Intense roller coaster sort of ride.
No.
However, if you know in the back of your mind, I learn about this, that, this is something that humans go through, this amazing attraction that you just can't stop, it's day and night thinking of, it's like an obsession, So
it is.
It's good to be prepared knowing that, this happens and it's going to happen again, it's going to happen again and it's going to happen, maybe it only happens once or twice for some people. I'm not saying that it happens like that for everybody, but it's quite likely that it's not going to be just a one-off experience, that, it's very unlikely that, in my opinion, that it's just going to be once and that's it.
Yeah. So I think it's important to normalise the idea of attraction.
Yes. Yeah.
And it happens because we need to reproduce.
Yes.
If we were asexual creatures and we reproduce by, splitting off into and just replicating our DNA, life would look a lot different.
Yes.
There'd be no such thing as sitcoms.
No.
Friends would not exist. All that tension wouldn't exist because people would just split off and create a copy of themselves.
Yeah.
That's just how it would work.
Yes.
But, of course, we need to come together. And that's why this whole game exists. Mm-hmm. And most of the laws of society, or most of our cultural norms are based on reproduction in some way.
Yeah.
So this is why it's important for us to get this across to our kids, just so that they understand that, wow, this is what the game is all based on, the game of life, that is. So, Ricky, we get attracted to one another because we've got this urge to reproduce. Would you say that's where it all stems from?
I imagine so on a biological front, but for some people that might not be the drive at all.
Yeah.
But in terms of our biology, I'm guessing probably yes, but like I said, it might not be that way for everybody.
Yeah, I guess there's a spectrum from asexual to hump anything with a pulse, really. Yes. Sometimes not even a pulse. Yeah, let's be honest. So I guess we're talking for that, that middle, that standard deviation, that 68% of people who might feel a certain way. But, a lot of people are interested in meeting someone. That's they're the facts of life.
Yes.
And I guess this talk is to cater to that.
Yes.
So why does attraction happen? Because we've got this urge. We've got urges. These are natural things. I want to go to the fridge because I'm hungry, right? I've got this urge to eat.
Yes.
I've got an urge to drink, and we also have an urge to reproduce. A lot of us, as I said, varies on the spectrum.
Yeah.
So that's why it happens. And just like with hunger, if a hamburger is there, a vegetarian hamburger is there, I'll go for that. If there's another option, I'll go for that. And that's what you do, right? You end up somewhere, you look at the options and you take what you can. And it's the same with attraction. That butterfly has to land somewhere, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So you kind of you take what's there.
Yeah, yeah.
And this is one of the pitfalls that I want to warn our kids about, that quite often we settle for things.
Yeah, yeah. Wherever that butterfly happens to land. And if the pool is very small for options for that butterfly to land, then you might not be seeing that there could be somebody way better suited if you gave the butterfly a chance to. And the attraction part, I think, is an important step, because you can't really have a deep connection unless there is an initial attraction.
Yeah.
So that's wonderful that there is this initial attraction, and that has to be the beginning, I guess. And then from that, I think, lies the opportunity for deeper attraction. But I guess if it lands on someone where there's not even that potential, once the attraction fades, to go deeper, then things happen where maybe children are born, or, and then there's a commitment there that's needed that's not wanted sort of thing, then that becomes really painful and hard.
Exactly. So attraction is something you've got to understand that it can lead to a lifetime of commitment that you might not necessarily have wanted to get yourself into.
Yeah.
So these are the pitfalls we want to warn our kids about and make sure that their attractions are based on, I suppose, meaningful things and lead to rich, life-enhancing actions, right?
Yes.
So what do we need to be aware of when that attraction happens?
I guess like we've often talked about is, self-awareness and knowing yourself and knowing what is important to you, knowing your values, knowing all the things that you might notice yourself putting on hold just to be with this person or to, be liked by this person. If you're holding back big things just to sort of keep the attraction alive, then I think that would be a problem.
Yeah, definitely. Gosh, the things we do to impress people, huh? All right, so we know now that attraction is pretty much involuntary. So why does a butterfly land on that particular person? What makes a person attractive?
How long is a piece of string? That would be so different for everybody, wouldn't it?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
But I guess on the basic level, we are animals.
Yeah.
And you want to look for a compatible animal, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And it depends what you're wanting from that compatibility. Is it to reproduce? Is it for companionship? Is it for friendship? Is it for, there could be a whole range of different reasons why someone might be attracted to somebody.
Totally. On the most basic level, on the most gross base level, it would be looks, right?
Yeah, physical attraction. Yeah.
So, and that's not about beauty or anything like that. I think it does come, well, it is, but I think it also comes down to reproduction. We look for the most genetically sound organism we can reproduce with, right? And there are natural cues that tell us. For example, you want to look for the strongest one, right? So you look for big buttocks or something, right? You look at a rhinoceros. What's strong there? They might have a really big horn or something that that another rhinoceros is going to be attracted to. And it's the same with humans. So we'd look for fertility symbols. We'd look for things like symmetry, which tell us that this creature has been blessed by nature and has good DNA.
Yeah.
Not like we think this at the time.
No,
but
that's involuntary as well.
Exactly. It's involuntary. It's all wired into us. Yeah. So on the most basic level, we're looking for some sort of genetic advantage to reproduce with.
Yes.
Even if we're not interested in reproducing at all, it's still there. It's hardwired.
Yeah.
So what makes a person attractive? I guess on the first level, it's looks.
Yes. For some people, it might have, some people might be, but then again, I guess if we're talking about the butterfly, it probably is looks.
But I'm talking purely on the basis level.
Yeah.
I know it's not the most politically correct thing to say, but I'm talking as animals. We're looking for something. I don't even mean necessarily beauty. I mean things that tell us if I reproduce with this other creature, our offspring will have a greater chance of survival.
Yeah.
On some level, we're thinking that. We're not even thinking it. It's just the wiring.
Okay, subconscious sort of a process. So.
Yeah, probably even lower than that. Maybe reptilian.
Reptilian,
Totally.
Yeah.
And then I guess from a human perspective, when we get a little bit more, one level above perhaps, it's, cultural things. It's the socioeconomic status and things like that. Would you agree that that's something that then kicks in? So, you've got this layer of the pyramid and then come up to the next level. It's what's this person's socioeconomic status? Yeah,
it's hard to admit, but that probably is a factor.
I'm trying to build this stuff. I'm starting from real, the stuff that's not going to make you happy. It's just purely built into us to the things that will take you to enlightenment.
Yes.
But on the basis level, we've got this. And then the next one, you look at the person's status, which is very similar to, will our offspring survive? Because in our socio-political system, this person, this organism, I'm going to refer to the person as an organism just, to get it into our heads that, this is so involuntary and such a gross sort of thing. Does this organism have what it takes to make it? Well, they wear a suit, they drive this car, they come from this family or that family, therefore we can get further in life together. Our offspring will make it.
Yes.
So again, that might not necessarily be a meaningful attraction, but it's something that would possibly land you a mate. Now, similarly, I think someone standing within a subculture can also give them some sort of attractive qualities. For example, oh my gosh, he's such a good skateboarder, such a good surfer. Just because they're good at that one thing, which may not have any bearing on your offspring, it's still a bit of status which draws attraction.
Yes.
It's power, isn't it? But Ricky, after all of that, after these levels of attraction, what really makes a person attractive. You know, when we're conscious and we're our fully realized selves and we're making good decisions, what makes a person attractive?
Again, it would be different for everybody, but I imagine it would be someone who is a beautiful person, you know, with or without the skateboard, with or without the money, with or without any of that stuff. Someone who sort of emanates a kind of inner beauty, you know, that would be something that would eventually trump all the other trimmings, you know.
Yeah. Overall, we're more than a sum of our parts. I've looked at tips on how to make yourself attractive. I mean, firstly, you've got what you've got, right? I'm 5'3". Yeah, I'm not doing too well on Tinder, let me tell you that. No, I'm getting swiped all the time. I'm not. But you've got what you've got physically, right? You've got what you've got from nature. And then from there you can say, well, I need to get a better job to attract a partner. So you go and get the job that, you know, makes you the most money you can possibly get. You drive a certain car, you wear a certain cologne. If you're a female, you know, you put on this kind of makeup and, oh, what do boys like? Oh, so I'm going to be like that.
Yeah.
But you're more than all of that, aren't you? When we're around a person, you don't feel their job. Okay? When I'm around a lawyer, I don't get this lawyer vibe from them. When I'm around a person, I feel their spiritual vibe. I feel who they are as a person. So, Ricky, let's summarize this for our kids. Because one day they're going to have to watch this video and know what it's all about. So, attraction. It's an involuntary reflex. You cannot control it, but be aware of it.
And enjoy it.
Absolutely. It's fun. It's fun. There's nothing like having a crush. You know, those early days where you just cannot think of anything else. And you know what? You meet the right person and that continues. Trust me. So, yeah, that's the thing. You cannot control it. Involuntary. Know yourself. It's a whole lifelong journey. And we talk about it all the time, but self-knowledge is key. Know why you are attracted to this person. And if you can be honest with yourself and just say, yeah, look, it's purely for her looks. Or, yeah, I really like the fact that she rides a motorbike or something like that. Great. Yeah. At least be honest.
Yeah.
And then you can break it down and get back in control. And is this going to work? Is this person good for me?
Yeah. Because
they may not be. Understand what need they're meeting. We've all got our needs. Like I said, you know, if I'm hungry, I go to the fridge and see what there is. I'm not going to eat something sweet right now because it doesn't satisfy my needs. I need this. So what is your emotional need right now? If you're not in a healthy state, then you may make a decision that's not great. Would you agree with that, Ricky?
Absolutely. Yeah, for sure. You'd have to be. And I think we didn't really mention anything about self-love and all of the inner work that you kind of need to do to be able to, I guess, see as clearly as you can.
There will be a video on that too.
But yeah, and caring for yourself to be able to make a wise choice.
Yeah. And that's what it comes down to, knowing yourself and caring for yourself. Keep in mind, again, as Ricky said at the beginning, nature doesn't care if you're happy or not. Okay? We just have this urge to reproduce. Yeah. And you know what? Life will just latch on to whatever it can. I've seen plants grow out of a road or a footpath, right? Through concrete. Now, they're not ideal growing conditions, but it'll happen.
Yeah.
It'll happen. So be really careful and know that nature's not looking out for your best interests, okay? This is involuntary, okay? It's looking out for itself. Your DNA is selfish. It wants to replicate itself, okay?
Yeah.
And you want to do things like travel, right? And important stuff and play video games.
Yeah.
You don't want to get stuck doing what your DNA is doing. Yeah. Don't be a slave to your DNA.
Yeah.
Nature does not care about you. I'd also say, instead of asking yourself what can make me attractive to other people, ask yourself who you really want to impress the most. I hope your answer is your higher self. I hope that's who you want to answer to. I know at the end of the day, when I'm on my deathbed, that's who I have to please. I have to look at myself and go, you gave it everything you've got. You know, that you lived your life the way you were supposed to live it. Okay, you were the man you were born to be.
Yeah.
I don't want to, look in the mirror one day and go, wow, I did everything I could to please other people.
Yeah.
So if there's someone that you're trying to attract, ask, is their opinion more important than yours? Mm-hmm. You know, whose opinion do you value the most? Your higher self or this person that you just happen to have a crush on right now? So be careful of what you're doing to attract someone. So love yourself first. That's my most important point, I think. Mm-hmm. And again, it comes down to your vibe. And your vibe comes from deep inside. It's not from something out here. It's not from your job. It's from something deep in your heart, in your soul. It's spiritual.
Your vibe attracts your tribe. So get your vibe. Take care of your vibe.
Yeah, exactly. And look, there are no guarantees in life. We talk about trusting the process, and the process of attraction is a bizarre one. If anyone could get this down to a science, they would make $10 trillion. But there's dating apps out there that have what kind of success rate, who knows, in terms of true love. Mm-hmm. It's tough. And that's something else that we want to convey to our kids, that look, it can be lonely and it can be really, really hard. Some people meet the love of their life in high school, right? Mm-hmm. Some people date thousands of people and they never find the one. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It's a lonely one. It can be really, really tough. So let's be realistic as well. But the best thing you can do is have an awesome relationship with yourself. So impress your higher self first. That's what matters most. Love yourself. Take care of yourself. Thank you.
Thank you.